Gotten a few questions recently from artists about marketing their work, so I figured I would just answer them all in one go and make it public so other artists can benefit from it. Because there's nothing I love more than helping people live their dreams. And for a lot of people that means making and selling art, which comes to my first question from Josh Brisbane, who is an artist. He has about 30 pieces and he has loved painting. For the last 6 months, he made a website on Shopify. Very nice, Josh. What is the best way to approach galleries and what is the best way to market my work? Oh, what a great question. What is the best way to market my work? Well, if you have hours of time to kill, I can give you the full answer. But in a nutshell, I'm looking at Josh's art is abstract paintings. Abstract paintings, yes, to some degree they can market themselves, or art in general can market itself and sell itself. I think that's the dream that all artists have, is like, my work should be good enough to sell itself. But unfortunately that's not the case. It can only do so much of the work. The rest of the work comes from you, the artist's story, the artist's personality, the artist's mission, the emotional attached. People make purchasing decisions based on emotions. So it's up to you and your marketing and the way you talk about your art to kind of add the emotion that is part of the story, part of the piece, part of the work. Like, for example, my works, like this piece, it can do a lot of the talking itself and people are gonna have whatever experience they want. But when I tell you that my works are to help people with personal discovery and self-discovery and to feel more comfortable with the depths of their emotions and the challenges and difficulties of life, and to see that it's okay to feel those things, to go through those things, and that there's hope and there's light and there's like this darkness kind of, and it can be inside in the middle, but there's also lightness above it, and like that creates a whole emotional experience for a piece like this versus just seeing pretty pictures of it. So if you're going to be marketing it online, in galleries, at shows, creating that storytelling and that emotional connection with the pieces helps people feel what you're going for, and it kind of creates some context. Also, I feel like as artists, or if you're the one making your art, you can look at your art and it's obvious to you what it's about, but it's not obvious to other people. They need you to tell them in most cases, more often than not. There's so many ways to market the work. So that's like the foundation, I believe. And then the next level is like, how are you gonna market your work? Are you gonna do social media, a blog, in person, go to fairs? Are you gonna work with art galleries, art dealers? I think all the above. Different ones work better for different people and different personality types. I would say think about which one is more exciting to you and doesn't feel like it's gonna drain you and that you could possibly enjoy. I know a lot of artists that do really well going to fairs. They love it, they have the energy for it. I personally don't really have the energy for fairs. I don't enjoy it. I've tried it, I haven't had much success. So I don't really love doing fairs, but I love marketing. And so I do a lot of my own marketing, social media mostly, Instagram and YouTube. And I love it, I enjoy it. I like studying marketing, I like implementing marketing. It's worked for me, so that's what I do. As far as galleries, the next question is best way to approach galleries. I've tried to approach some galleries with mixed results. Some have been interested, some haven't, but I haven't worked with any yet because I haven't felt like it was a good match, a good fit. So I'm not in a rush, and my own marketing online is working for me. I'm able to sell enough art to make a living and keep doing what I'm doing. So I'm not really in a rush for outside help. So if I am gonna work with galleries, there needs to be a good reason to. Either it's a good opportunity with them, it's a good culture fit, it's a good work fit, personality fit, yeah. So that's that, Josh. Hope that answers your questions. Next question from Seal Diskin. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Seal Cell. I noticed you don't give pricing on your site and that your site is not set up as e-commerce. Why do you have it that way? Does it work in your favor to communicate with people directly about buying your art? Yes, that's exactly why. I've tried having prices on my website. I've tried not having prices on my website. I've tried having it set up as e-commerce. I've tried not. Right now, I have no prices on my website and no buy online e-commerce situation. That's because my prices for my original works for the smaller ones are 3,000 to 5,000 and the larger ones are 10, 12, 15, some up to 20,000. And I kind of model this off of luxury goods. So if you look at luxury fashion websites or cars or watches, a lot of them don't have prices. A lot of them do, but most of them don't have buy it now. And kind of what I've learned is a lot of people, like let's say I have a $15,000 painting. A lot of people don't want to go online and just buy it now and that's it. I have found that they like the white glove service of having someone help them with that purchase, whether it's an art gallery, an art dealer, or the artist themselves. I personally like to meet the people that are buying my art and get to know them. It kind of makes me feel good to know who it's with and where it's gonna be. So it also weeds out, making people like email me also weeds out people that aren't serious, so it kind of saves me time. That happens a lot in my Instagram DMs. A lot of people will DM me. But I've learned that the people who DM me are not serious about buying art, and the ones that email me are the ones that are serious about buying art. So it also, like, if you put on the sales hat, like a salesperson, there's a lot of, the more you can be in conversation with a potential buyer, the more you can answer their questions. You can find out exactly like where they're at, what they're looking for, what their concerns are. You can address their concerns live. You can't really do that with an e-commerce website as well. You can put all the information on the e-commerce website, but then you're hoping that they read it all. So yeah, as far as like sales, I mean, the best sales I make are when we're having a full conversation, either over email, over text, over the phone, or in person. Those usually lead to, because that connection is built, I can answer their questions about the piece. I can ask them questions about what they're looking for, about their art, everything, and it just helps. So that's why I do it. Seal is also asking, I have my website on Squarespace set up as e-commerce and I haven't made any sales from it. So, and scam offers. I get scam offers all the time. I've learned how to identify them pretty quickly and ignore them. But you're probably not making sales from it because I believe everything I'm saying in this video is my own beliefs of what's worked and hasn't worked for me. I believe an e-commerce website it's very difficult for it to be able to do the selling for you without you communicating about the art. So looking at your website, the homepage, it's straight to the art. And I think, so you have this line, happy art for inspired living. You have an about page, that's great. Like, more about the story of your art and who you are is important. And the way I think about it too, I make content on Instagram and YouTube, and I have my email list. All that content does the selling and the marketing. That's how people learn about my art. So by the time that they're looking at my catalog or looking at my website, they kind of know about me, they know about my mission, they know what my art means, what my art represents. And they're kind of just, the final stage is looking at my catalog to kind of pick out which pieces they're interested in, and then they talk to me. So the e-commerce website, I don't know. In my experience, it's hard for it to make sales. So, but I also see other artists that have e-commerce websites and they're selling a bunch, but they're also marketing a lot and have really good content. So that's kind of it. The beautiful photo on my art, with my art on my homepage, that is an AI generated setting. I made that that setting, that home with AI, and then I went on Photoshop and I put my pieces on the wall in Photoshop. So those are that's actually my paintings, real photos of my paintings, but the setting is made with AI. And that's a common practice on a lot of artists these days, and ain't nothing wrong with that. David Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. All right, questions. I have an account with Saatchi Art and sold a couple artworks on that site. But yes, the 40% commission kills me, he says. What site do you sell for? Do they sell a commission? I sell through myself. I don't charge myself any commission, so I keep 100% of the sale. I do pay for website hosting and softwares. I'm impressed that you sell art on Saatchi. I have heard not much success on that website, and the 40% commission, ouch. I haven't used a website like Saatchi because, like, why pay 40%? I'm only gonna pay 40% if I'm convinced that they're gonna do the marketing for me and bring me the sales. Then I'm happy to give 40%, or galleries too, 50%. I spend the time making my art and the times marketing it. I easily spend 50% of my time marketing a painting as I did making it. So if someone were to take out all the marketing and selling time from me, I'm happy to give them 50% of the sale price. But right now I'm doing all my marketing. I enjoy doing the marketing. I'm selling it myself. So I'm not gonna pay anyone a commission unless they earn it. So I have my own website. I host it on Webflow. I built it on Webflow. I have an engineering background and I like to build things, so I genuinely enjoyed building the website, and that's why I did it. And yes, I sell exclusively through myself. So my website is an e-commerce setup. People pay me directly, either with credit card or bank transfers. We speak over email or text or phone or in person, and that's how it works. So I personally process payments. I use Stripe usually. I used to package my art and ship it myself using Easy Ship, which gave me better rates for shipping. But now I recently found a local company here that they pack and ship and handle it all for me. And I'm paying about the same rates that I was with Easy Ship, but now I don't have to pack my paintings anymore. Also, now that I'm selling my work for higher rates, it makes more sense to outsource that. So I'm paying a little more, but it's worth it to me to save the time. When I was doing it myself, I would go to Home Depot and get TV moving boxes and mirror. They have like TV/mirror moving boxes, and those were perfect for shipping because they're heavy duty. So I would wrap my art in glycine paper first to protect it, and then bubble wrap, and then put it in the boxes. They had corner protectors, and that was a great way. And then I would seal it. I would measure the dimensions, weigh it, get a quote on Easy Ship, pay for shipping on Easy Ship, and then go drop it off wherever it was, if it was UPS or FedEx, and then ciao. Do I ship my art framed? No. Only once a couple times I've done framed, but usually I don't. I like to let people choose. I feel like framing is a very personal decision, so I let people frame. I do paint the edges of my paintings so that they look framed and they look good hanging without a frame, and then it's up to people if they want to add a frame or not. I do not roll up canvases. I ship them all stretched, and to save packaging time and money. It would save packaging money, but to me, not time, because I paint everything stretched already. So I would have to unstretch it, roll it up. Yeah, I just don't deal with that. And then the person receiving it would have to deal with getting it stretched, which is annoying. I try to make it as easy as possible for the person who bought the art to get it onto their wall. Because the sooner and the easier they get it on their wall, the sooner and easier they get to enjoy and start receiving the benefit of what they got from you. I've known people that have gotten pieces and then it sits around for a long time before they hang it up because there's too many steps in the way. So if someone gets a rolled canvas, they're gonna have to unroll it, get it stretched, go take it somewhere to get it stretched, and then hang it. I'd rather just, I always ship my stuff with a hanging, like a nail hook to put in their wall and like instructions, so that all they have to do is hammer it into the wall and hang it. And I already put a wire, so it's easy. I want to take advantage of all ways to be smart in marketing my art. I would rather spend my time creating art than doing all the business end of the business. I do a lot of, I've spent a lot of energy trying to automate and make the business end of things easier so that I can spend time making the art and marketing my art, because I enjoy the marketing too, so I don't mind doing that. You've considered art storefronts, art marketing autopilot, Nala art, AI, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've looked at all of those. I haven't used them because I enjoy making my custom website on Webflow and being able to quickly customize things and make custom pages for people and stuff like that. So all the other ones, I haven't seen a reason to use it that would be better for me in my use case. So I'm considering somehow, because I get a lot of questions from artists, creating some sort of something to like be more constantly helping artists with questions and stuff. So if you have any ideas or requests, let me know. And until then, see you later.